Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. In this video, I'm gonna teach you how to improve your Excel skills by 10x, or rather multiply it by 10. So I'm just gonna remove that revenue because I'm gonna teach you how to get that one. So before we get started on the tutorial here, just gonna let you know if you're watching this in your MacBook, iOS, or any other devices, please stay on the video because the process is literally the same across all devices. Now once we got that out of the way, let's get started right here. And by the way, I have this sample document. I have this sample datasheet that you can move on and copy, so you can try it on yourself also. So the first thing is going to be sum. I have a sheet for profit. I have samples still that we can use to utilize our skills. So let's start with sum. So for example, here I have a market. These are the area, the places, you might call it what you want, United States, India, and so on and so forth. These are the revenue of each state or each area. So for example, I want to get the total revenue of everything. It's going to be here, right? So I can simply just highlight everything and I'll see over there the sum or revenue of everything. I can also just highlight the cell of total revenue, click insert cell, and simply ask Excel for the revenue here. For example, summation or sum of the cost or revenue, and simply click on go, and Excel will not give me a function. That's a problem. So where we're going to ask questions here, we're going to go to ChatGPT. So it's going to be this one. So the good thing about this one, you don't have to pay or use the subscription version. You can simply utilize the free version of ChatGPT. Now that being said, I have a notepad here. The exact prompts or questions we're going to ask for each sheet. So for example, sums right there. So paste it. So write an Excel formula to add the values from cell B2 to B10. I'm just going to move this to B11 because my last revenue state is on B11. Click on OK. And next cell, or rather ChatGPT, will give me a formula. Now this would be the formula. I'm just going to copy the code there. Before I copy, I'm just going to ask GPT, for example, can you explain how this works? And ChatGPT will become my teacher, my tutor regarding this exact formula. That's what I love about ChatGPT so much. So again, copy the code, go back to Excel, and simply paste it right there. And that's the formula, the exact function to get the total revenue. Easy as that. Now let's move on to the second sheet, which is profit. Let me just expand this to see that amount. And let me remove profit. So technically profit, as we may know, it's very simple. Cost and revenue, the difference is the profit, right? I can simply type difference here, but we don't want that. For example, there are a lot of numbers there. Now, the function for this one, let's just ask ChatGPT again. And I have to pull up my notepad for profit. So if you want to copy my notepad, it's not a problem. Please do so. I encourage you to do this. So write an Excel formula to calculate the profit. The revenue is in cell A2, the cost is in cell B2. So the only trick here to get the exact formula we're looking for, be direct and precise as you can. Click enter and ask GPT, it's going to give us the formula. Copy code, and easy as that, we're going to go back to Excel. And that's the profit, with revenue and cost being this amount. Pretty cool, right? So VLOOKUP right now, let's move on. And for example, as you can see right there, I have a list. Now, for example, let's just say you don't see this price. Let's say it has a lot of lists. There's hundreds, thousands of lists. Now, I want to get the amount of red velvet on that exact list without even manually looking for the price, right? We can do that by using VLOOKUP. If you're familiar with VLOOKUP, I'm really proud of you. But for now, for some reason, you're a beginner and you don't know the VLOOKUP function. Let's also go back to ChatGPT to ask him. So again, notepad, pull up my lookup formula, and I'm gonna ask write an Excel formula to find red velvet in the table and return the price. Simply enter, and ChatGPT will give me this formula. Copy code and go back to Excel and simply paste it here. As you can see, red velvet is indeed $4. Now, for some reason, you want the brownish amount. So again here, and go back on the formula tab, we're just going to replace the red velvet word into brownie. Make sure you copy everything as it is because, for example, you missed an S there. it will not work. So make sure to copy this one, and if there are spaces in between, make sure you do it as well. Make it identical. So click on enter, and that's gonna be the price for brownies. I'm gonna just change this to brownies, and there we have it. So for brownies, it's gonna be $2, and that's gonna be it. Now let's move on to the fourth sheet, left and find. So basically for this one, I just wanna get the username or the words before the at character. So to do that, there's a way here. For example, I'm just gonna highlight the first cell, and then I'm gonna go with data and click on flash fill. That's gonna be the easiest way here. Click on that one. So I'm just gonna type the first one first, of course, forgot about that. And then I'm gonna scroll down, go back, click on flash fill. That's the way here. But for example, you don't know flash fill, or you have an old version of Excel that doesn't have flash fill, we can simply ask ChatGPT again. So go back to ChatGPT, open up our handy dandy notepad, and then write an Excel formula to extract all the text before the add character in cell A2. It's gonna be very easy here. That's why this AI is very powerful. So copy code, go back to Excel, paste the first name. Now to copy here everything, you don't have to edit the code there or function, what may have you. Simply hover your mouse and pull it down here, and you're gonna have those first words. Easy as that. Now that being said, go back, or rather let's move on to the second sheet, or rather fifth sheet, which is gonna be unique count. Unique count is basically looking for the exact numbers doesn't have a duplicate. For example, Sweet Raisin here has a duplicate right there, another duplicate right there. So we're looking for unique count. So for this formula, I'm gonna remove that just for discussion purposes, and we're gonna ask ChatGPT how this works. Because even me personally, I don't know the formula for unique count. So write an Excel formula to count the number of unique values in a list. Click on enter, and let's see how ChatGPT gives the code. So there will be two codes here. The first one, if you're using Excel 365 or you have access to count unique function, you can use it like this. If you're using an older version of Excel that doesn't support count if, you can use this one right here. That's what I love about ChatGPT. But please take note, ChatGPT is not perfect. It can give you a certain errors in your code. Please make sure to try it out. If it become an error, like this one right here, I already saw an error. But however, I'm going to try it first. So I'm going to place it there. As you can see, it doesn't have an account. So again, go back to ChatGPT, copy this second one. Let's try it out. Again, it's giving me an error. How come it's giving me an error? If you notice, we only have 10 examples, but the code gives us 100. So let's minus a 0, remove a 0, and it will work now. So again, it's not entirely perfect, so it will still need our help. Just make sure have an eye out for those codes right there, and you'll be good to go. So lastly, the hardest one is macros. For me, in Excel, all of the functions here, nothing beats macros. So macros gives our work easy, but the process to do this one is very hard for me. That's where ChatGPT helps us. So the first thing I want you to do is get this developer section. So if you're not seeing this one, I got you from here. Don't be nervous. Just right click any section there. For example, this view, I'm gonna right click, customize ribbon, and I'm gonna make sure this developer is toggled green to show it like that. Once I toggle it over there, I'm gonna click Visual Basic. I'm gonna enter this tab. This is actually my formula as of now. I'm gonna remove this, delete that, and make sure to run tools over here. Click on references. I just wanna make sure I have Microsoft Office 16.0 toggled, those two right there. Once I'm sure, click OK. I'm just gonna remove this. Now I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to create a macro. So basically what we're gonna do is, if we run this macro, sorry about that, Excel will link our Gmail and send an email to this, or send an email to these emails. It may sound weird or redundant, but that's how it's gonna be. So again, ChatGPT, pull up our handy dandy notepad, paste it there. So write an Excel macro to send emails. Use the following subject, Sweet Tooth Store. Use the following text, you owe the Sweet Tooth Store X, which is the value earlier. Click on OK. And for this one, it will take around 10 seconds to 30 seconds because this is going to be a code. Once it's done, you can simply copy it, However, there's going to be an error here upon checking last time. So I'm going to go back to Excel, go to Visual Basic, paste it right there. For example, first insert a module, almost forgot. Sorry about that. So paste it there. Now that being said, if you pay close attention here, as you can see here, application email will be there. So technically, it's going to be good to go. Before, they're going to have that column A, column B, and so on and so forth. But with that, ChatGPT gave us the correct code. Simply click on save, and you're good to go. Now that being said, if you're good here, if there's nothing wrong anymore, make sure you save it. Go back to this specific, remove it, and basically run the macro. That's going to be it. Click on run. And then to check if it worked, let me open my Gmail. Go here, click Gmail. And with this one, let's check the sent. This one right here. As you can see right there, we got this specific email from Excel. How strong is that, right? It's actually a bit scary how strong and powerful this macro and ChatGPT is. Anyway, that being said, that's how you improve your Excel skills by 10x. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye for now.